Welcome to the One Hustle Show, where we're here to inspire,
motivate,
and educate you about other people's hustle in hopes that you can find
your why.
Welcome to the One Hustle Show. I am DC, your host, and we got my co-host, New Home Yogi, and we have a very special guest today. Looking forward to this podcast. This is the first time we're meeting, so this is going to be very fun. Very nice to meet you officially.
Thank you, guys. AFNAN, KHALIFA, that's my name.
Awesome. So I will let you start off because you know a little bit more about her, and then we'll kind of switch back and forth.
So let's tell you where the One Hustle started.
Okay.
This is my son. We own this.
What? No. Let's go.
Yes.
Wow.
So,
wow.
When he was young, I told him all you have to do is focus on that one customer, and everything will come.
Just focus on the power of one.
Yeah,
focus on one transaction, one person, one thing, and that one will translate into so many other beautiful things. But if you try to focus on too many things, you'll never get anything done. So focus on one, and the power of one is what she taught me. And that's kind of how we started the One Hustle Show. We want to talk about other people's hustle and talk about, their story and educating people on like the journey and like what they've learned is throughout their journey and like the advice you'd give to your younger self and kind of be able to educate people on some of the things you learned and all the journey,
I love that.
So I watched your stories, but our audience doesn't know. So what I'd like you to do is start with like where your hustle began, whether it's in childhood or something with your parents or where that started.
So it was hard to start, in my childhood because I was raised in Saudi Arabia. And if you know anything about Saudi Arabia, it's closed off. Especially as a woman, you can't do a lot, right? So you can't work as a girl. Now you can drive, but back then you can't drive as a woman. You don't have a lot of rights. So growing up there, you would see, social media, you would see the internet, and you would see like, North America, Canada, America, and you're like, oh my God, I can't wait to go there to like have that freedom to do whatever you want. Because you see people working and they're happy. Obviously they don't show you the struggles and like how many jobs people have to like provide to the bare minimum, right? So I knew I'm gonna study university in Canada because we had the passport, right? I'm Canadian originally. We came to Canada and it was like I just knew how my life is gonna go. I'm gonna go to university, I'm gonna have a job, and then I'm gonna just, go through the levels and, just be something big. I always wanted to be something big because I had it in me. I don't know if it's my parents. They're very hardworking immigrants. My dad, we never saw him growing up because he was always working on his business. So I feel like I got that from him. So I came to Canada and I'm like, land of freedom. I'm gonna just take over. I go to university and my English wasn't great. I learned English throughout my whole life because I was in an international school. But it was more, I understand it. I know how to read it. But having a conversation, it's a little bit hard because I never had conversations.
Right.
So that was the first challenge. I'm like, okay, well, I have to learn how to speak English fluently. And then I'm like, okay, well, let me apply to jobs. And I've never had a job before 18 because you just can't work in Saudi Arabia. So I'm like, well, now I have to lie on my resume, write stuff that I've worked. And now I have to learn English. So my first job was Starbucks, right? That's the only thing that hired me because I gave my resume out for like 40 places plus, and like people were like, you don't qualify. Right. You don't qualify. So Starbucks, and I was so happy. I always felt so happy when I'm working those jobs. So Starbucks, and then I was working, talking English more, so my English got better. And then one of my friends was like, AFNAN, you should, become a waitress. You can make tips. I'm like, you can make tips. Because back home, there's nothing called tips.
Okay.
So it's like, oh, I need to tip. So that was my first exposure to tipping people. I was like, oh, okay, I need to tip. So, okay, let me try, serving, because he's saying I can make X amount of dollars just becoming, a waitress. And then I started going to restaurants, applying, faking my resume, putting jobs that I've never had, references like, call this person and that person is my friend. Like, just trying to make it throughout, university. And then, went through a lot of restaurant jobs to find like a good restaurant job. And it's like every single job I've had, I always wanted to be the best. you know, if I'm a waitress, I want to be like the best waitress where people come, I want to sit at her table, right? If I'm being a hostess, I want her to welcome me to my table, right? I'm talking to people. Just like you said, you focus on one person, and I have this power, which if I'm with you, you're going to feel so special. I'm going to make you feel special. And a lot, you know, we live in a very fast-paced life where people, you know, we're busy, we're like running around, and sometimes we forget that this is a human being in front of you, and you gotta just like take a second and just look at them and talk to them like a real talk. So I was always good at that, and I feel like that's where it started. Everyone was like you have so much in you. Why are you serving? I'm like, oh, I don't know. I'm still in university. I'm just trying to make it. What else would I do, right? I don't have a degree, and I would hear from people. It's like you have something in you. You're different. You know, you care. You take time, and it's like, you know, small comments like that throughout my whole journey, and it's like I can be different, and it's like that belief. Once you get that belief, it's like, oh my god, I can actually do it, and that's it. And I remember going on a vacation to Mexico, and I saw people, and that was before COVID. That was my first vacation ever, like by myself, without my family, with my friends. I was like 21 at that time, and I saw people working from their laptop. So I went up to them like, oh, like, why are you on your laptop? Like, it's Mexico, it's Tulum, like, have fun, go to the beach or something. Like, oh, we're actually working, we're here for like a couple months. I was like, you work from your like laptop? Because I knew people do that, but I never saw like physical people. So I was like, what do you do? And then some of them were like, you know, computer engineers. Some of them had like, oh, their own business, or they're, you know, they were entrepreneurs. So that was my first exposure to it. I'm like, okay, well, if those people can do it, and they were like girls and guys that looked like me. Right. And I'm like, if they can do it, I can do it too. And then I started seeing people on social media that are like preaching, you know, crypto, financial literacy. And I didn't know anything about that. For the longest time, I was like, don't talk to me about it. I'm a fashion girl. I don't know anything about it. I don't understand it. It sounds like squiggly lines. I don't understand it, right? It looks crazy. And I just never thought I can do it. But then I saw girls that looked like me that were doing it. I'm like, okay, I'm not, like, I can do it too. And that's how it all started. I started this thing. I joined a company that provides, you know, financial literacy, and it has a network marketing side of it. And that was the place where I could actually just be myself without anyone limiting me, and give people like that one-on-one, like, hey, you know, I did it. I'm learning, you know, the financial literacy, and you can do it too. And that gave hope to a lot of people, and that's how I got here.
So are your parents in Saudi Arabia still?
No, they came here 3 years ago.
And they're in Canada?
Yeah, but they don't work because they speak no English.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so it was always on me and my brother to like work 2-3 jobs to like pay the bills for the house. Now they're retired because we're both entrepreneurs, but then, you know, as an 18-year-old, it was a lot because I didn't have a car. I was commuting one hour every single day. I had 2 jobs, full-time school, 6 courses at a time. But it was like, damn. You know, when your back is pushed through the wall, by the wall, and you're like, okay, well, I don't know anything but to actually like work to provide for my family, because we're 4 kids.
Okay, so where do you land in that?
I'm the second.
Okay.
My other 2 siblings, they're younger. Okay. One just graduated high school, and the other one just graduated elementary school.
How old's your brother compared to you?
The older brother? 3 years. He's 26.
Okay. And what's he doing?
Same thing.
Same thing?
Yeah.
You guys work together?
That's how I got into it.
Oh.
Yeah, so I saw him do it, and I'm like, And then I saw girls doing it with him. I'm like, maybe I can do it too.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So I saw you speak about the law of exposure. Can we talk about like law of attraction, law of exposure, like that kind of?
Oh, that's my favorite
topic. It's crazy because, you know, when I used to be a waitress, the most I've ever made was like $3,000 a month in tips, right? And that was like, I'm rich, don't talk to me. Like, I have a lot of money. I have a lot of cash, I'm rich. And that was the only thing I was exposed to. Like, I hear people making a lot of money, but you never meet them, right? And then I got exposed to one of my friends, and he was an engineer, but he was making like $10,000 a month. I was like, $10,000 a month? What do you do with that money? That's a lot of money, right? It's not a lot of money, but it's like, it's a lot of money. Like, what do you do with that? Like, you have so much money. Like, imagine if you just spend $1,000, $2,000 a month. You have $8,000 left that you can do a lot of things with. So that was my first exposure. And then when I joined this company, I saw a lot of people making, 6 figures a year. So it's like, I always talk about it, the low exposure. Once you're exposed, you can't go back. It's a disease, right? It's like, now I see it, I can't go back. It's the same thing as like flying first class. I've never flew first class until last year. And it was, I tried it just because my mentor was like, AFNAN, try flying first class. And I'm like, okay, let me try it. I don't know why. Like, same destination. Why am I paying an extra $1,000? Because international, right? Why am I paying extra $1,000 to fly? I'm going to the same destination. Like, is it a bigger seat? I'm small. I can sit in a small seat. The meal, I can get my own meals. And it didn't make sense to me until I paid that $1,000. And I'm like, it's different. So now the next time when I'm like, okay, I'm not getting first class, and you walk to the economy through that first class line and you're like, it felt good when I was here. The treatment was a little bit different. You board the first person, right? You have 2 bags, 75 pounds for free that you can, because I'm always like overpacking when I'm traveling. And it's like just small things. And it's like, I'm exposed to it and I would do anything to like be there again. So now I started working harder to be like, okay, well, first class is nothing. Now I want private jet. Now I want to fly, private. And every single time I got exposed to, like, now I have people, like one of my good friends making $1 million a month. And I'm like, $1 million a month? It's a lot. It's a lot of money. It's like, what do you, like, that's what do you do with that money? But it's like, okay, now I'm exposed to that. I'm not there yet, but it's like, if he did it and he's telling me the steps to do it, why wouldn't I do it too? So it's so powerful when you get exposed to like things. And a lot of us, we're so closed off with our friends and our family that we don't, look outside and see what other people are doing and get exposed to new things, because once you get exposed, you can't go back.
So if you could give somebody advice about like getting out of their comfort zone.
Yeah.
Or getting new exposure.
Like describe that.
People are scared. People are scared to do anything out of their comfort zone. We go to the same restaurants that we're used to. We do, we shop at certain places that we're used to. We talk to the same people. I have an alarm on my phone that goes twice a day. It's not going to go off right now. It's in the morning and at night. And it says, what would you do if you were 10 times bolder?
If you were 10 times older?
Bolder.
Yeah. Okay.
Bolder. So every single day I'm asking myself, if I was bolder, what would I do? And it started with an experience. I experienced being bolder, and I saw the reward that came with it, right? Because it's scary in the beginning. Till this day, every single time I do something new, I'm like, I'm scared, I'm nervous. Every single time I go on stage, I'm like, this does not feel like I couldn't sleep like the night before. My stomach is hurting me. I'm like overthinking. Oh, I'm not good enough. We all have that little voice, right? But it's like, just do it. Just do it. We're all gonna die one day. Just do it. Because after you do it, the reward, I promise you, is gonna be good. So just don't let that little voice of yours tell you that you're not good enough, or just you can't do it, or you come from this background, or you've went through those, or your parents are those people that it does not matter. So just do it. Like, literally just go for it and do it.
I love that.
I think people visualize like what ifs too much. Like, what if this happens? What if I don't make it? What if I don't make money?
But
what if this is the wrong decision?
But what if that is the right decision?
But what if it can be the right decision?
What if this... Because, again, when I started this, I had the same thing. I was like, what if everyone looks at me like, what is this girl doing with crypto? And then I did it, and now it's like, what if I actually didn't do it? I would still probably be a waitress. Because what else would I do? I would still probably, like, I don't know, working a 9 to 5, be a waitress. But it's like just trying new things. There's always a reward at the beginning.
So talk about that, like when you first left being a waitress, what that felt like, the emotions you went through when you first left.
After becoming a waitress, I felt good. I'm like, I'm financially free. I wasn't financially free. But I was like, oh my God, it feels good to work for yourself. So my first month when I got started, I made a lot of money. I made $18,000 my first month, and it was like, And it was through the marketing side. You know, I told my friends about it, and I'm like, hey, if you want to do it, we can do it together. And then they got started, and the company gave me a big bonus because I was the only person to hit that bonus pool, right? And I was like, $18,000. That's a lot of money. I was like, so I called my job the next day, and I'm like, so I quit. No 2 weeks notice. I'm rich. Don't call me. Don't text me. And that $18,000 was spent in the same month because I was bad. You know, I didn't have the financial literacy. I just got started.
Ooh, that's a good topic, financial literacy.
Yeah, I just got started. I'm like, oh my God, I'm rich. So you take 1,000. I can give this person 1,000. Oh, mom, take 2,000. You deserve it. Oh, my brother, take 1,000. I was just giving out money. I'm thinking like this $18,000 will last forever. It does not last forever. So it felt good, but then you know what? We're used to having a boss telling us what to do. So my beginning of my journey, it was like, okay, I'm waking up every single day. I'm an entrepreneur. I call myself an entrepreneur, but what am I doing today? Right? What is the steps? And then sometimes you don't feel motivated at your job. If you don't feel motivated, no one cares. You gotta go serve those tables. You gotta go do the things that you have to do because your boss is there. But when there is no one watching you, it's like, now you gotta be that person where it's like, motivation does not exist. You feeling like it does not exist. You just gotta go ahead and do it. You gotta have discipline. You gotta know where you're going to. So that was a struggle in the beginning to like know what to do every single day. Cause like, I just served last week. What am I doing now? So I was just like figuring out like, okay, what are the things? What is the routine? What should I do? What is the money-making activities?
How did you make that transition? Like, because like for me, like when I quit corporate America, I had been 15 years. So like he's like,
she quit twice.
I quit twice.
Got her to quit twice and come work with me.
And so I literally told him when I first quit, I was like, you're going to have to be my boss. Like, if not, you're going to find me shopping. You're going to find me like
cleaning the house.
Yeah, just
meal prepping at the gym, anything but working, because I've been in a corporate structure for so long with people telling me where to be and how to be and all of that, that I probably won't come to work.
Yeah.
So that was our rule in the beginning. Like I was like, you need to tell me when to be there and all of that until I get some structure down in my life. Yeah. So that I can do it on my own. Because I was like, I don't want to fail.
I had the same thing. So we have mentors, right? The person who got me started, my brother, and then his mentor, and then the mentors around them. So we do a lot of like personal development calls. And it's like, we know what we have to do because they tell us, okay, you got to do X, Y, Z in a day. I don't care when you do it, but you got to, structure it. So I learned a lot about time management. Every single 30 minutes of my day, I look at my, my time. I'm like, okay, in the last 30 minutes, was I busy or was I productive or was I just being busy? Because a lot of us, especially when you're working from your phone, I'm just scrolling through social media, and sometimes, a 30-minute turns to an hour to 2 hours, and it's like, was I working right now or was I just acting like I'm busy doing things that they're not money-making activities? Because there is money-making activities, and there's things around it that, okay, things that you have to do to grow your business. But then there's other things that you can do them in the hours that you're not very focused in the day. So everyone have hours in the day that they're very focused and they're very productive, right? I'm a morning person. So my time is usually 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern. I'm like very focused. I can, get a lot of things done. So that's the time where, okay, I do my personal development. I message people. I do the things that are money-making activities. The other times, I'm not very focused. I'm not a night person, but like maybe recording, the videos. I can do that at night because, they're the TikToks and the Reels to get more exposure. But I like planning my day the night before, hour by hour, 30 minutes by 30 minutes. So I know the next day, if I don't feel like it, no one cares. I have a schedule because if I don't fill that schedule, I'm going to be falling behind, and then I'm going to feel like I'm not good enough, and then I'm going to, tell people, oh, I can't get on a call that I told them I'm going to get on it, and it's going to be just a mess. So I have to go through it.
White space on the calendar. You will meet the devil if you have white space on the calendar. You'll meet your vices. You will meet your bad self. Yeah. And you'll be the demise. I mean, I notice when I don't have my days planned, as an entrepreneur, I mean, you just have to self-audit.
Yeah. And, especially my generation, the girls that I have a lot of girls in my team. So, girls tend to be a little bit more emotional, right? We're very hard on ourselves. And I tell them, I was like, the only thing that saved me, because, you know, we've all been through a lot in life. We've all had some traumas. We've all been through a lot, especially as girls. So I was like, the time that I'm not busy, I always tend to like think about all the negative things that happen in my life, you know, go down that path. And it's like, oh, why did that person do that to me? Why did he talk to me like that? Why did my ex do this? Why did my mom say that to me when I was, it's like you're just going through that hole. And it's like, when I'm busy, I feel good. You know, when you're productive, you feel good.
Yeah.
So I tell them, I'm like, you're not depressed. You're not going through a lot. You're just not busy. Get busy, and I promise you, you'll feel good, and you're going to stop having time to think about those things that you have no business thinking about. It happened in the past. Focus on your future.
I love that.
I feel like either you're moving forward or backwards. Have you had any backslides since you started?
Yes.
Let's talk about that.
Roller
How
coaster.
Yeah, right?
Roller coaster.
Peaks and valleys.
Peaks and valleys is what we call them.
Yeah, I at some point I almost quit. I was like, I don't want to do this. This is so stressful, you know, because being a leader, it takes a lot. I lost my voice because I'm a leader.
Being a producer is one thing, but being a leader is a whole nother world.
Yeah, being a producer is 10 times more easier.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
Because a leader, you know, the people that you're leading, they're expecting you to like pour into them, right? So we had the past 3 days, you know, a massive event, and I've had more than 70 people from my team come to that event. So it's like 70 people that they're expecting that 101. They're expecting me to say a line that's going to change their life forever. They're expecting me to take a picture. Like, he was even taking videos, and every time we're taking a video, we're like, Afnan, can I take a picture with you? Afnan, can I have a story of you on my story? Afnan, you know, give me a game plan. Afnan, you know, how can I do this better? Afnan, how can I make more money? And it's like, 70 people is a lot, right? And I'm not just managing 70 people, I'm managing thousands on thousands. The only people that came was 70 people. So it takes a lot, where at the end of the day, I come home and I'm like, I'm empty. I have no energy. Yesterday we had a dinner, and I'm like, guys, I ate, I'm going home. I don't even want to finish this dinner. I have no energy because I just poured and poured and poured and poured into all those people. So at the end of the night, I need to go back home and read a book, listen to a podcast, fill my cup, because I feel empty. I need someone to pour into me. I call my mentors. I'm like, tell me something. Tell me something. Pour into me. Teach me something. But yeah, being a leader, it's draining, but it's also the most fulfilling role ever.
So we own this real estate company. That's what you're sitting in together. And then I do loans, and we have people that work for us, and we're going through those same things about leading. You know, like, we both produce amazing. Like, we're great agents. But the leadership part is definitely a learning curve for us. Yeah,
it's leader. You can always become a better leader. I remember when I got started, I wasn't the best leader. No. You know, I would say things to my team, and it's like, what? You don't say those things to people. But you learn.
If you could give us one piece of advice that was the turning point in going from not being a good leader to being a good leader, what would that be?
You know, be a little bit more empathetic. Yeah, because we all go through things, right? And it's like, sometimes you don't know what that person is going through, and you're being so hard on them. It's like, why didn't you show up today? Why weren't you on the call? Why didn't you do XYZ that you were supposed to do? And it's like, oh, well, sorry, I was, you know, something happened to my mom and I had to drive her to the hospital. And it's like, oh, my bad, sorry I said that. So it's like just listening more than talking, because people know what they've done, right? If someone did not perform well that day or that week, they probably know it. So what I do is I don't tell them, oh, hey, you did this. I ask questions where they're going to tell me, oh, I didn't do this and this and this. So it's like reverse psychology. So it's like things like, you know, let's say someone does not show up on a call. Like, are you okay? What happened? Did something happen to you? And they're going to tell you, well, oh, no, I got busy. It's like, why did you get busy? You know this call is important, right? And they're going to tell you, oh, sorry, you know, I know it's call important. I'm never going to do this again. Instead of you yelling it, don't do it again. This is not good. You got to be on the calls because you know how the call is important. So it's like just asking questions and people will tell you what you want to hear and what they need to hear.
Where's your success level compared to your brothers? Have you surpassed him?
Not yet. We're very close though. Very close. He's been doing it for 5 years. I've been doing it for 2 years. So I've had faster success than him, obviously, because, you know, I took everything that he's done, the shortcuts, the learning curves, and I applied it. And that's why I love having mentors, you know, people that have done it. It's like, okay, we've done it. Do this, don't do this, and this, right? And you get the success faster. But yeah, but we're getting there.
What's your goal for this year?
So the goal for this year, when it started, my goal was to have 100 IPAs. IPA is someone that is making 6 figures a year. So 100 people in my team that are making, you know, the IPA level. And we're 20% there. We're 20% there. So I can't wait for that, because leadership, right? It's always the people first. Because if you help someone come to the top, at the end of the day, you're going to also be at the top of the mountain, right? So that's the goal, 100 people.
How many people do you have on your team currently?
Oh my God. More than 4,000.
Wow.
Yeah, not personally, right? So let's say, you know, you got started and you help someone else get started. That's also in my team.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, but more than 4,000.
Because it's like levels, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That's interesting. Man, 4,000 people.
Yeah.
So do you guys all get on a call together?
Yeah.
And they're from all over?
They're from all over. I have people from Australia. I have people from, you know, the UK, Germany, North America, you name it, Middle East.
Wow. It's amazing.
Yeah. As long as you speak English, we're good.
You could probably teach them English.
I can give you a course to learn English.
You have a course for that.
I'm not teaching no one English. I need English myself.
You sound great, though. How long have you been speaking English?
Like fluently since 2016. My English is good, but people always tell me, "Oh, you have your accent's so cute." I'm like, I don't have an accent.
You don't like it?
It's just an accent.
I love it. I love it when people have accents. I'm like, you can talk to me.
But that's only if you don't have an accent.
Oh.
I have an accent, and I would never be with like, I would never date a person that have an accent.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I just don't like it. But
are you currently dating?
No.
No.
That's a different topic, but no. Yeah,
It's a good topic though.
Yeah. It's challenging at this age so on social media, you know, I'm very alpha. I'm very masculine. I show a lot of my masculine energy, right? Especially being a leader. You gotta show that. So I'm always working. I don't really go out and like I'm socializing. If I'm socializing, it's for business, right? It's not for like, oh, let's date. And I was talking, you know, about this with my friends, and I'm like, people from the outside, especially like men, when they look at a businesswoman and she's like successful and she's out there, you know, go-getter, getting, you know, things done, and they only see the masculine side and they're like, whoa. So you see a lot of successful men, they want, you know, more feminine energy. And again, we all have feminine energy, and I would show it if I'm with my partner. But you'll see a lot of successful men always settling with a girl that, you know, they just want her to stay at home, you know, take care of them. More like doesn't do anything because they feel more masculine with that. You'll see power couples, but what I'm seeing, I usually attract beta men because there's a lot of like masculine energy that I show. And it's interesting. I was talking about it with Jessie Lee, and it's like she gave me some tips and stuff. But it's interesting with social media because that's how a lot of people, you know, meet partners these days.
No, I'm alpha. I get it. I speak that language.
It's hard for people to handle.
My energy is strong. Yeah. And so like it
intimidates a lot of people.
Oh.
Most people.
Yeah.
Most people. It's so funny. Like there was somebody recently that like hit on me, and Daniel's like, I give him props.
I was like
he's like,
I mean, it's never gonna happen, but I mean,
he says it's never gonna happen.
Because the level of the person that you have to be with has to be somewhere you're not even there yet. Because at the rate that we grow, you know, it's like if you're not already up here, I'm gonna get there so fast. You're gonna be behind if you're at the same place that I'm at, because I annihilate who I was yesterday and I'm recreating myself every day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So unless you're willing to grow and be on that journey, it won't work.
Yeah.
So I saw your videographer speak about like being with a man that's not at your level, and like, what's your take on that?
That's funny. So I can't do it. So we were in the car and we finished shooting a video, and because his wife waited on him when he was broke, when he couldn't afford anything, and she waited on him for like 4 or 5 years. I was like, damn, she likes you, because I would never do that, right? So we were 4 girls. One of the girls, do you guys believe in zodiac signs?
Oh yeah, I'm a Leo.
Yeah. Oh, I'm a Leo.
Girl, I'm a Leo.
That's why we have a lot of, you know,
Yes.
crazy energy. So I'm a Leo too. When is your birthday?
August 7th. Do you have the same birthday?
I'm August 6th.
Oh my god,
Damn.
that's crazy.
I was wondering why. I was like, I'm gonna let you guys do your thing.
Yeah, I loved your energy when I got on your feed. I was like, I am so excited. Thank you, Eddie. Like, there is very few women I come across that I'm like excited to meet, and your energy was there. I was like, I'm excited to meet her and talk to her.
That's the Leo energy. So I was the only Leo in the car, right? The other girl was a Pisces, and
That's him.
they're more emotional, right?
know, right?
Are you a March Pisces?
Yes.
Very emotional.
Oh yeah.
So she was like, you know, if I love him, I can be with him.
Oh no.
I can wait on him as long as he has the potential. And I'm like looking at them, and he's like, wow, you're an amazing woman. I'm like, no, you're not. Well, that's her, right? And there's another girl that was an Aries, and she's like, well, if we can do it together and we can grow together, that's
his
great.
fiance. She's an Aries with a Pisces.
And she has to just keep up with me and grow with me, and we're growing, you know.
That's good.
She's a professional athlete, so like,
wow.
I mean, it's a whole different world. But
Yeah.
like in our own worlds, like as long as you're moving forward, you're growing together. Because like,
They've been 8 years. They're good.
I was like,
But one thing about Aries is they're very adaptable, and that's
Yes.
what we like about them. They're very like, okay, yeah, let's go do it.
that's why it works.
Very like, okay, let's jump off the bridge. Yeah. So she was like that. And then there was me, and there was another Pisces. The other Pisces, she's actually dating an engineer. He makes 6 figures, but he's also in this business.
Oh.
So the whole goal is like, okay, to quit the
Hustle
engineer
together.
job and actually, so they're together and they love each other. And there was me. So they were all saying, yeah, like, you know, I would wait. And then he looked at me, and I'm like, I would never wait. That's why most of my previous relationships weren't guys that are like a year older than me or 2 years older than me. It was like someone who's a little bit, you know, at least 5, 6, 7 years older than me, so they can be a little bit ahead, more mature. So you need to be my inspiration for me to be with you. Like, you need to be making some insane money, some insane success. And it's not even about the money, it's more about the success.
Energy. It's
Yeah,
the
because
energy level.
what's the conversation that we're going to have if you're...
What's going on in the news and gas prices and stuff? I'm like, no, I don't want that conversation.
Exactly. Like, we're not going to complain about gas prices, because that's not, like, we're going to take the car regardless, right? So you got to be, like, you got to be so good that I learn from you. Because I don't want to be, you know, we're so alpha, but in a relationship, I don't want to be the alpha person.
No, you have to be strong.
Yeah.
So
But
that
that's so confusing for people that don't understand.
They don't
That's like,
understand.
you're
I'm
the
a-
same all the time. No, this is dynamic. There's no like, this is how it is.
Yeah.
Like,
We're so alpha. We're so...
I can be submissive.
I can be very submissive
if you're
to
a
the
strong
right
enough
person. But you can lead. We lead because people don't know how to lead. And it's like, it's always on me to plan everything, to like, okay, guys, let's go here. Let's do this. But if you can take control, I would love that.
Right?
Just do it the right way.
Right? Oh, yeah. There's a right way.
Because we're very control freaks, and it's like, it has to be the right way.
that's so funny.
But yeah, we're very submissive, but it just takes the right
person
powerful
to bring it out
person.
in the right way. Yeah, I agree. That's so funny. When I saw that, I was like, I wonder what her take is on this. And I was like, there is no way. There's no way.
No way, I can't. It's like, literally, what's the conversation? What are we talking about? I don't want to just go on dinners and vacations. I want to have like a person that, like, let's conquer the world together.
And like stimulate my mind.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it.
That is like
That's a
key.
conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love my mind stimulated, like, because I love to learn.
It's attractive.
Oh, 100%.
It's hot, yeah.
Okay, I saw on your Instagram about messaging people when you're in a relationship. You think it's cheating?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If it's business and you guys are working together, absolutely, it's not a problem. But if you're in a relationship and you're commenting on random girls' Instagrams and messaging them, why are you doing that? Unless you guys are friends, that's fine, and I know about it. But just random girls, like you appreciating random girls, like, no.
So it makes social media so difficult.
Yeah, but like, why? Like, if you have me, why do you have to look at other girls? We can look at them together, because if I see a beautiful girl, I'm like, yeah, oh my God, she's so beautiful. Like, yes, you can agree. But then don't look twice. It's like one look that you get. Don't look twice. It's one look that you get, and then that's it. So I don't agree with like, oh, we're so confident together. I know we love each other. So you can comment on whoever you want. You can DM whoever. No, you can't. No, you can't. No, it's me and you.
All right. Yeah.
Because imagine
you want to conquer the world, and you don't want anybody to be able to like break that.
Imagine if I'm messaging guys. What would be his response? I don't think any guy likes that.
Mm-mm. Right?
Do you like that?
Nope. Absolutely not.
It's like, why are you messaging another
Zero
guy?
tolerance.
Yeah.
So I know you said you plan your day the night before, like in 30-minute increments. But do you have any other rituals that you do?
I have once a week that I sit down on a chair, that I don't sit on that chair unless I'm thinking. It's called my thinking chair.
Oh, I love this.
So I sit down on that chair and I look at the things, that I've done that week. What went right, what went wrong. And I have 2 journals, right? What makes me feel good journal.
And what makes me feel bad?
No,
Oh.
we don't want to look at that.
We don't even write it. We're not acknowledging this.
I remember what makes me feel good and what am I doing right.
Oh, I like that.
So, because sometimes, again, when you're going through that hole and you're thinking about, oh my God, this happened to me, and you're just in that, negative zone, it's hard to pull yourself out, right? Let's say you're not busy. It's hard to pull yourself out. So sometimes I'm like, okay, I don't feel good right now. Let me open, my book, and it's like, what makes me feel good? Okay, I love listening to good music. Or maybe let me do a coaching. I love doing coaching calls. So sometimes I'm not feeling good. I'm like, I'm just going to do it. I don't feel like it, but let me just call one of my girls and just coach her for like 10 minutes because I feel good when I pour into others. But when you're in that zone, you forget. And then what am I doing right? Because sometimes in the business, we do things right, but then we start making more money. We start becoming bigger, and we forget the small things that worked. We start doing the big things, and we forget what got us there. So, and then the thinking chair, it's like, let me reflect, and that's where all my big ideas come from. It's like, we did a USA tour in like 7 cities in 12 days, literally like last month. It was end of March, and it was just like 7 girls going to 7 cities in 12 days, talking about crypto, NFTs, all the financial markets, and how we can let other women, do the exact same things. Because especially us women, we look at it and it's like, NFTs is crazy. You see monkeys all over and you're like, how do people make money in those monkeys and apes? And it's like, okay, let me explain it to you in such a hot girl term.
I love that.
Oh, that's where we're going.
You can understand it because that's how we understand it, right? So I was explaining NFTs and like relationships. I'm like, oh, it makes so much sense. I'm like, I know it makes so much sense. And a lot of girls were like, okay, well, if those girls are doing it, because we had a single mom in the tour, and then we had a mom in the tour, and then we had, someone from Germany that was homeless at some point, and then you just have very diverse 7 women that are doing it. So you're gonna find yourself in one of those women that will empower you to be like, you know what, you don't have to just do whatever you're doing, especially if you're not happy with it. You don't have to go to that job just because it pays your bill. You can do more.
So I finally got over the crypto thing, and I'm in the crypto thing. But I don't understand the NFTs. Can you just briefly? He bought one. I don't get it.
What did you buy?
I don't know what he bought.
Well, I created my own with a digital artist and haven't even posted them yet on the marketplace because I don't even know how to do it, nor do I have the time to do it. But I want to, and I think I bought like Meta Clubbers or something. Nothing. I didn't follow any really big projects. But I really was just curious about it. My barber started making make that much money.
Yeah.
Like
A barber, wow.
just like trading and messing around. And he's like, yeah. So like he has the crypto thing on, like watching on the TV, learning while he's cutting hair and does the
That's
thing.
smart.
He's a hustler. And it's
I
like,
love that.
It's so cool. And like, that's how I learned about it and made me more receptive to it. And then I went to an event with Dan Fleischman, Hardcore Closer, and a bunch of people here. And they had a NFT event, was explaining it. And she finally got on board.
With crypto
And kind of was like, okay, this is like, I get it now. It finally made sense for her when she realized like this is inevitable.
Yeah.
And there needs to be a better way for the financial markets.
So we don't have Zelle, Cash App, or Venmo because I'm Canadian, right? So every single time I hire, like, did I ask you, did you have Bitcoin? I asked him, I'm like, I don't have Zelle. Do you have Bitcoin? Can I send you Bitcoin? But yeah, I do everything in Bitcoin. But NFTs, so it's what I like about NFTs, because I didn't understand it at some point. I'm like, this makes no sense. This is a hype that's gonna go away. People are like, not the smartest to follow this thing. Don't do it. And I was already in the crypto space. But I said that about it because I just didn't understand it. Because I thought you need to create your own NFT, and that's the only way you make money. I'm like, I'm not an artist. I'm not a celebrity to just create it and sell it to people. It makes no sense. But then they told me, like, no, you can actually buy it and then resell it. So let me explain it very, very briefly. So NFTs, it's a digital art that you can't touch, you can't see. Well, you can see, but you can't touch, you can't feel. And it protects the artist. Because think about it, like, for example, Mona Lisa or that art, right? There's a Mona Lisa, I know it's not the original, but similar to it in almost every other household, right? In the background with like extra stuff. So the artist was never protected. It's everywhere. For NFTs, it is protected because you can't just take a picture. You have one copy of it and that's it. So for every collection, there's a lot of like pieces in that collection. So we had one of our experts told us about this chain NFT. And it's like chains, right? So those chains, they look different, right? One has maybe like a green diamond. The other one has like maybe more crosses, on it. The other has like red and gold, whatever, they all look different. And every NFT, there's something called floor price and there's something called rarity. So floor price is the cheapest you can get in that collection. So example, let's say me and you, we go to Louis Vuitton, right? And we're like, listen, I want to look rich. I want to look like I have money, but I want to do it on a budget. So I would go to the girl and I would ask her, listen, I want an LV, item. What's the cheapest I can get in LV, but it's still LV? So she would give me something, right? She would probably give me a chain or a wallet. Same thing in the NFT collection, right? You can get the cheapest, and that's usually the floor price. That's the cheapest in that collection that you can get. It's not usually the best, right? Because it's the cheapest, but that's the cheapest you can own in that collection. Something called rarity, right? Every collection, why are they so different in prices? Because the more rare the picture is, the more value it has. So let's say the chains. And you can see that rarities, like you literally press on the characteristics and you can actually see it. And you can see like, oh, this chain has this green diamond, and this green diamond is in 0.1% of the collection. So that's very rare. But then they say, oh, black background. 100% of the collection have a black background, like the picture has a black background. So that's not a rare. So you can see all the, characteristic of that NFT. And the more rare it is, the more, the higher price you can sell it for.
Okay.
So that's another thing. And then there's something that I didn't know, which is called minting. And that's how a lot of people make money in NFTs, when you mint NFTs. So he told us about this project and it didn't launch yet. And he's like, you can mint it and the price is the same, right? So we can all mint it. Like, it didn't launch. We don't know what the collection is. We don't know how they look, like the chains. It's just called Chains NFT. We know who made it, who owns it, all that. But we don't know the styles of the chains. So minting it is buying it before it launches. And usually it sells out fast because if it's a good project, everyone wants to be minting, right? Minting is usually, $300, $250, regular price. but you don't know which NFT you're getting. You don't know if you're getting a rare one or not a rare one. So he told us about that chain NFT, and he's like, guys, mint it. So my whole team minted it. We all bought like NFT, the chain NFT. One of my girls minted 4. She just bought 4, okay? And then a couple days later, the pictures start revealing. So you start seeing which NFT you own from that collection. I got a regular one and nothing crazy. I made money on it, a couple $100s. I probably, if I held it, I would have made more. She got 3 regular and then 1 was the rarest one in that collection. So 2 days later, she sold it for $50,000 from just that NFT.
And how much did she spend on it? Just to give me an idea. Like
it was $300. Yeah. So 4 times. So it's like she got, if she held it, she probably, like if she held it for maybe a couple months, she probably would have made more. But it's like,
that's still a good move.
It's still a good move, right? It's her first time in NFTs, but that's how a lot of people are making money in those NFTs. And we gotta understand, NFTs right now is where crypto was in like 2011, when everyone thought.
So NFTs is what you really need to be
NFTs
investing.
is where the most money's being made right now, and it's fast.
You just gotta know the good projects and mint them.
Follow the projects, play smart.
Yeah. And even if you don't catch the mint, you can always still buy them at, where they are. And if it's a good project and it's gonna, go up in value, you can still buy it. Because again, it's very new. Like, do you guys see, like, Jason Derulo in his display picture, he has like an ape, a monkey.
Right.
That's the bored apes. The bored apes. And they're crazy. They're like 200 grand, 250 grand. Some of them are like 400 grand. Well, last year, this time, mid-March, they were minting it, and it was all $250, $300. So if you bought any of them, you would have been, because the least one, like the floor price is 180 grand right now. So that's the cheapest one in that collection.
That's great.
Yeah, so it's like you wait a year. I don't think it's a bad idea.
Oh my gosh.
So there's
I'm
3
interested now.
Yeah, there's 3 ways you can make money. You can either, mint it, and maybe flip it right away. You can buy and sell, make a couple $100s here and there, or you can actually invest it, like long term, hold it, for a couple months, for a year, or you can make your own if you're an artist.
I'm holding mine right now because that's what I did. My mint price was like $1,300, so it was a big one. And I'm holding it because it's supposed to give you access to clubs and DJs and stuff like that. So I'm holding it for a long term, and I'm just letting it sit there. The ones that I'm minting, I want to have actual utility with that's going to be relative to my business.
Yeah.
So it's actually going to add value.
So
that's why I haven't released it yet, because I want to be something that's really of value.
That's true. Do you know, what's his name? Why am I forgetting his name? He made his own NFT. I don't remember his name.
What does he do?
He just give a lot of motivational speeches.
Oh, GaryVee.
Yes, thank you. He cussed a lot. She knew him. So yeah, GaryVee. So he made his own collection, NFTs, and the floor price was like nothing. It was very cheap. And then I think he made over 60 million just from his NFT. But why were people buying through that NFT? Because anyone that has his NFT has access to his restaurant in New York. And then the people...
Remember the one you sent me, the fish one?
Yes.
She sent it to me, and like one of our chefs sent it to us to buy, and I was like, I'm not doing it.
No. So the people who have the rare ones can actually sit down with him and his investors at his restaurant and have like dinner.
I couldn't wrap my head around it when I saw it.
She's like, is it a virtual restaurant? Is it a real? See, if I would know it was a real restaurant, I would have done it. I thought it was a virtual restaurant. I was like,
he told me it's a virtual restaurant. I was like, we should do it. We should do it. Let's buy it.
Only people that have that NFT have access to that restaurant.
Oh, I'm so upset now.
And
I'm so upset.
I told him, he told me it was virtual. I was like, I'm not buying it.
I was like, I'm not doing dinner in the metaverse. It's not, I'm absolutely not. I was like, I like good food. Like, I'll pay for a good food. Okay. I'd rather spend that much at dinner.
I teased him and I was like, don't get sucked into the metaverse. Like, we have a real universe.
Because when I do things, I like
he goes all in.
It's a Pisces thing.
I was like, let me figure this out. And I just like, it went, this was in a matter of like 2 weeks. Like, I created, minted, like, it was fun. Very fun, very exciting stuff.
Yeah, but that's why people buy into NFTs, because they want what comes also with NFT. It's not just a cool picture like the Bored Ape Club. People have access to that yacht. Yeah, to that yacht that they go, and it's all celebrities that are on that yacht, and you get to meet them. So that's why I like NFTs.
Very cool stuff. What are some of the ones that you hold?
Oh, I have a lot. So a
your
lot of them
favorite.
I'm flipping. I've had I've had the chain one, right? And a bunch of them that I don't even know their name, but Jay literally made us buy it. So that's our expert. So that's a cool thing about it. So I don't need to like sit down and like learn and like research. We have our expert. We hop on a call every single Monday at 7 p.m. And he's like, guys, I'm buying this, and this, and this. If you want to buy it, go ahead and buy it. And we see his portfolio. It's like $1 million+ in portfolio in NFTs. And he just tells us, buy this. And he gives us evidence why this is good. Open the Twitter, look at this and look at this. So I have a lot. I'm just like buying. Okay, Jay, I buy. Okay, Jay, I buy.
NFTs.
We'll buy some today.
Okay, Jay, I buy. But you guys should have bought the GaryVee. I didn't know about it.
Oh, see, I was sent it. And then I sent it to him, and he told me that it was
I
a
will take
restaurant.
How is
personal
she sending it
responsible
to you and you are not buying it?
He told me that it was a restaurant in the metaverse. I was like, no, fuck that. I do not
I
want
didn't understand. She sent me a DM. I was like, I don't even know what's going on. She's like, what does it mean? I was like, it's probably like a restaurant.
It
in
was
the
right
metaverse.
after the crypto thing, and I was trying to get on board with the NFT thing.
So you just need to trust your own intuition and don't ask me for investing advice. If you want to pull the trigger, pull the fucking trigger.
I know. Next time.
Next time she knows.
Yeah, I'll make
my intuition is pretty good.
It is.
If I follow it. Yeah.
It's a Leo thing.
Yeah, for sure. It's crazy. Like.
Yeah, your
I tell
stomach is your
people-
first brain.
I get a stomach ache if I don't like people.
If I don't like people, they'll know I don't like them.
Oh yeah.
Because
That's
our
just
face
us.
shows
Oh
it
yeah,
all.
she can't
I
hide it.
can't hide it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like you. You know. I'm like, don't look at my face because it's gonna tell you.
It's gonna tell you, yeah.
If my mouth doesn't.
That too.
Yeah.
We have a big mouth. We have a very big mouth.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay. If you could tell your younger self a piece of advice, what would it be?
It will all be okay. Because I've had so many sleepless nights as literally a teenager. It's like so stressed about the future and like where I'm gonna be, but it's like just it will all be fine. Just keep taking risks. Keep doing things that literally make you feel sick because you're so nervous and you're so scared. It will all be worth it.
I love that.
Yeah.
He always says success and failure live right next door to each other.
Yeah.
So powerful.
You gotta failure with success.
Well, I mean, I feel like success is always one step away from like, I'm ready to give up. Like literally, like if
That's
something
so
doesn't happen right now, I'm ready to give up. And that thing always just happens. I'm like, damn. I was like, keep going. Keep going.
Pisces people are so well spoken. You're so well spoken.
Thank you.
Yeah, he's wise beyond his years, man.
This thing drains my energy though. Like with the podcast thing, like it's like she loves it, fills her cup because I'm an extrovert or introvert.
You're an introvert. We're an extrovert.
So it's very different for me. This is it's like by the time we're done, she's like bouncing off the walls.
Yeah, I'm
and
like,
just like
feels
I just
good.
need to like sit down and like
I feel like she's
go to
my
lunch.
soulmate. I just found my soulmate.
It's awesome.
Yep. Speaking my language, girl.
Yes.
Speaking my language.
Oh,
Yeah, I
that's so
love
cool.
this. I really love this. Do you do like 5-year, 10-year goals? Like, or how far out do you plan?
5 years, you know, the big goals, but I do year, 3 year, 5.
So where do you
And then month.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
In 5 years, I will be 28. Oh, I'm 23, by the way. I'll be 28. I see myself, this might seem so crazy, but like, you know, the next, similar to like Tony Robbins, speaking on massive stages, you know, inspiring retreats for people that want to, you know, grow, learn about crypto, NFTs, I don't know the next financial market that's going to come our way and we're going to dive into it. But that's like when you ask the question, that's the first thing I saw.
I love it. What was your first stage you ever got on?
Our company stage.
But like how long ago?
It was 3 months into my business. So 2020, beginning of 2020.
Beginning of 2020, you got on a stage. And then like how many stages have you been on since then?
Oh.
You can't count?
I can't count. With our company, I've been on every single time because I'm one of the top leaders in the company. So every single time we have an event, I'm on stage. But outside that, I've been on, like outside the company, on 4 different stages. I've been on Believe Nation stage, Eric Worre stage, and then many more. But yeah, but the biggest one was Believe Nation.
I love it. So I hear that you work with a lot of girls. Like, how do you manage that?
It's a great question.
I don't. See, where I'm emotional, but I won't show it. Do you know what's your moon sign?
I'm a Virgo moon.
Oh, that's good. I'm a Cancer moon.
Oh, okay.
So it's like a battle. It's like very emotional from the inside, very tough from the outside. People think I don't care, but I really care. And it's like a battle. So I don't show a lot of emotions, but working with girls, they're very emotional. And I tend to attract all the Pisces, all the Cancers, all the Virgos, all the Geminis. And, you know, it's fun, you know, it's culture, it's fun. It's always fun to work with girls, but you just I love making them stronger. Because a lot of us girls, we're not strong. And I love, you know, making them feel like, hey, you can do whatever you want. You can achieve anything. You don't need a man. Because, you know, society keeps telling us, oh, you need a man. You can't be single. You got to be in a relationship, even if you settle. And it's like, just do you. Work hard, make your money, and trust me, you won't need anyone. You're just going to have someone beautiful that comes to your life and adds to it. It's not like he's going to complete it.
Oh, yeah.
So just making them stronger. But how to manage it, you just day by day. Day by day. Sometimes it's drama, sometimes it's not. But we just got to remember that we're girls, right? Girls are girls.
What's your view on marriage?
I want to get married.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to get married to the right person. Yeah, marriage is beautiful if it's
The right person.
the right person.
Kids, maybe?
Yeah, 3.
3?
Yeah.
Boys, girls, does it matter?
I want first a boy, and then it doesn't matter what's the rest.
Okay.
Because I like how, you know, for me and my brother, he was always there to, like, protect me. I feel like if I didn't have a brother, I would have done, you know, wilder things. But then you have a brother and you're like, okay, well, AFNAN, don't do this. I'm your brother. Everyone knows me. And it's like, don't make me look some type of way. And I'm like, okay. So having a brother to protect you, it's always good. So I want a guy, and then girls, boys, doesn't matter.
Do you have an age in mind of when you want to do that? Or does it matter?
Get married. I would love to get married, like,
Is that in the 5-year?
yeah, 28, 29. Yeah, 28, 29. Not before.
Yeah, because you want to focus on the business, right?
Yeah, I want to grow. I want to explore. I want to try things.
I love that. Is your brother married with kids?
No.
No?
Got, you
That
know,
answers that.
no. Yeah. Because you guys know, like, guys mature way slower than girls. So he's very focused on the business too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think he's going to get married anytime soon.
The high level people in your company have you seen like successful relationships, marriages and stuff like that?
It's an interesting question. You know, I had a talk with Marina about it. And it's so sad because for the longest time I thought if I'm successful, you know, and if the guy is successful, they just always have bad luck with relationships because you always see it, right? You always see, you know, I see power couples, but I don't see a lot of power couples. I don't know what it is. Maybe they're not around me. So I know all my rich friends, they're older. They're like 30 plus. Some of them are 40 plus. And they're still not married. They're still single. And it's because of their business. Because they, like, number one is their business and then their partner. And when you're in a marriage, that's hard. Right? So
I get it.
It's tough. But is it possible? It is possible. With the right person. Yes. Yeah, but it's a good question.
Yeah.
She has those.
I have those because I love to study people.
Yeah.
That's like that. Real estate was just a vehicle to.
I love real estate. I brought her on because I wanted to quit her job and not to be married to her work and like a salary and supposable weekends
you have
off
so
that
much
you have
in
work.
you. Yeah.
And
Oh,
there's
yeah,
so
no
much more than
regrets.
your limiting beliefs. And
Yeah.
she got out of that, and here she is.
Yeah, I love it. But I see, as I look around, I'm like, show me a power couple like you're speaking of, like you see that too. So like, that would be goals,
Yeah.
but like,
I know a power couple, but the girl is older than the guy. And she has 3 kids, not from him.
right.
So it's like, it's hard. I'm pretty sure it's hard for the guy too.
Oh yeah. It's interesting.
So what are you, like 32?
Girl, I'll be 44 this year.
Damn!
Girl, I'll be
Wow.
44 this year. I had him at 18
Wow.
and I have no regrets. And it's crazy because like, I don't feel 44.
You don't look 44.
Thank you.
Like, never in a million years. When he told me you're his mom, I was like, what?
Yeah.
Goals.
Yeah.
Goals. It's funny because I always wanted a son that's a Pisces too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
See, I didn't realize. So my astrology when I was younger.
Or a Sagittarius.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my rising is Sagittarius.
Oh, you have it all perfect. You have it all aligned.
You vision board or do you just journal?
I don't do the board. I just write it down. But in my house, so I just moved to a new place. But in my previous house, I have frames all over. And it's all things that I want to have. Private jet, the Rolls Royce that I want. The mansion that I want to live in.
What Rolls Royce do you want?
I want the one with the orange interior. And it's blue and then silver in the middle.
Okay.
I've been in it. It's great.
Do you know what jet you want?
No.
I would think
my next
about
step.
that.
Yeah, that's my next step.
Yeah,
Like actually breaking it down.
Yeah, I want a Gulfstream 550. I want it to be black. I want the bottom to be neon blue. I want gray seats with blue stitching. I want the chrome to be all black chrome on the entire jet. And I don't just want one. I want 3. I want one with neon blue, one with neon orange, and one with neon green or neon yellow. So when you see
That's
me
powerful.
landing, and you can see.
He takes me to watch the jets take off.
I know the tail numbers and the people who own them and what LLCs and what business they do and where they live and what they do. Like that's how on purpose it is. Wow. I know how much fuel it takes from here to Miami. It's $44,000. Costs about $3 million to operate and staff. Costs $60 million for a new one.
Great.
Like that's how on purpose. Like the jet thing is like, my uncle had a Gulfstream. He bought it. Right before the downturn, and I never got to fly on it because my dad never signed my passport, so I could go to Mexico. So I never got to fly on the jet.
My God.
So I have this obsession with jets, and I'm like, I want my own jet. I don't like traveling. I'm like, I'm not gonna. I will.
He doesn't like traveling on commercial.
Well,
So
I get it.
I just need to.
I get it.
I need to step up my game and afford private, and obviously that's not going to be where I start. I'm not going to start with the Gulfstream. I'll work my way up. But that's what I want. I want to be able to go wherever I want, whenever I want, with whoever I want. That's freedom. Oh. But that's how on purpose. Like, what does the interior look like? Who's going to be my staff? What are they going to wear? Like, where's my what is my pilot going to do deals with me? Like Grant Cardone's pilot. I was like, that'd be awesome. Like, I'd love him to do deals with me, so my pilot goes everywhere with. We went through a lot of stuff: crypto, relationships, business, entrepreneurship. I mean, your story is amazing. You like ran through it really fast.
I wouldn't have gone there, and I've never gone there with somebody. But after seeing your Instagram, I was like, "Ooh, I'm gonna."
But I think there's a lot that women can learn about that because that's something that's really not talked about. And there's a lot of powerful women out there that struggle with that and like struggle with it, not knowing that this isn't unique to them. It's not.
Yeah.
There's other women that go through the same thing.
Yeah, and men need to know that social media, it's business. I'm going to be very alpha and masculine in my business, but that does not mean I'm not, submissive.
Right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Have you ever written a list of the items that you want in a man? Like to the detail?
It was a long one, though.
All right.
You have to be extremely specific.
It was very long. And it was like, where is this man going to be? It was very long.
We don't have to know the how. We just have to know like what it is, so that you don't vary.
I'm glad
from
you have
list.
that written down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
Not
One
a lot
of my
of people
mentors
do.
told me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
Before getting into the financial literacy MLM game, who was your mentor?
I didn't have one, and that was the problem. But I was just listening to a lot of, motivational speakers, Tony Robbins. Every time, I had an hour, commute every single day. So just listening to like motivation. But a lot of people don't have mentors when we're younger, because it's like, I don't know, my parents didn't teach me that. The people around me don't have mentors. The word mentor doesn't even seem like you gotta have it. People don't talk about it often. Now through social media, we talk about it more. But when I was younger, no one talked about it. Oh, you gotta have a mentor. So I really did not have one. I was just like, going on YouTube, motivational speeches, because I didn't feel like doing everything that I'm doing that day. And it's like, that would keep me going a little bit. That will push me.
I love it. Yeah, I one of the things that his mentor taught him, which he instilled in me, is like feeding your mind for like the first 30 minutes of like
no social media,
day, no
nothing.
social media.
Just like that's your you time to prep for the day.
Yeah, no, because I used to do that when I started my business. First thing, like, it's beside my bed, and it's like the whole day is off. The whole day is messy. You're so unfocused. You're like, okay, what can I do next? And it's like, it's all over the place. So I would say first hour, because that's when I journal, I read, me time, peace and quiet.
Yeah, I'm telling you, social media is tough. You need it for the business, but
you
too
also,
much of it is too much.
Yeah, too much of it is too much. And then, what you show on there. And then there's a lot of marketing tactics too, right? Like the Reels and the TikTok. Like sometimes, I post Reels and they're meant to be for fun. They're meant for a laugh. And people, like, some people get it, most people get it. And then you see, the 20% that's like attacking you, saying things. It's like, why would you say that to a human being? It's like,
what do you do with those people? Do you delete them?
I just block people. I block.
Delete, block.
Yeah, done. I just don't like having negative around me, right? Because sometimes I don't block them, and then I see like, the people that actually love me and follow me, and then they go back and forth with them. I'm like, okay, you don't need to do that for me. Like, just block, because it gets toxic, and it's like my comments are like, it's like, no.
So what are some non-negotiables for you that you have?
Non-negotiables in business and life?
Let's talk both. Let's start with business, because that's easier, and then we'll go to life.
Well, in business, it's so I don't drink, I don't smoke. I don't go out unless this going out, we're benefiting something out of it. Like, I'm not just gonna go out to just a club just because. Like, what is happening? Like, are we meeting someone that's we wanna, learn from? Are we gonna maybe record some videos? Like, it needs to be on, like, so everything is on purpose. So I don't just do anything. That's a big non-negotiable. I love being aware all the time of everything that's happening. That's why I don't drink and I don't smoke.
I told him that's my superpower.
Sober is her superpower. She doesn't drink or you guys are it is so great watching this unfold.
Nope.
I just love being aware.
Oh yeah.
No, it's control thing.
That too.
I love being that too. I love being in control.
I don't like being out of control.
I cannot.
I don't.
That's out of my comfort zone. Yeah.
Yeah, but out of my comfort zone where I don't even want to go. It's not. It doesn't help me. It lowers my vibration.
That's what she says it is. She says
it lowers my vibration.
And I'm not gonna.
And I want to vibrate at the highest.
Yeah. Yeah. If you don't bring peace to me, I don't need it. I don't care if you're friends, family. Yeah. And then, obviously in business, because I work with people, loyalty.
Loyalty is huge.
If you break loyalty, you might still be in my business, but the trust,
where you stand after you break that loyalty.
And I've had that recently.
I don't think you'll ever recover from that.
I've had that recently, and it's like, oh yeah, you really said that in front of people? Great. You're still here, but I'm going to still treat you the same. I still love you, but I can never trust you again.
Yeah, no.
So, loyalty is big. I was talking about it actually with one of my good friends, and she said, this is a bad example, but she said, loyalty is if I kill someone and I'm trying to bury them, you gotta be behind me with the shovel. So we're not killing people, but that's how, the extreme it should be. And it's like, yeah,
I don't disagree. That's why our circle is small.
Yeah, the circle is very small. I wouldn't even call it a circle.
No.
Triangle.
We're very careful about who we surround ourselves
We really
with.
don't surround ourselves consistently around anybody.
Because energy.
Yeah,
I pick it up.
Energy.
I pick up energy, and
Yeah, me too. I feel so much.
I don't have the time or the space or the want to have that.
Yeah, I don't care to impress people. Like, I see a lot of people go to places just because it's like, oh, everyone's going to be there, I have to be there. To me, it's like, no. If I'm not learning something, if it's not bringing me some type of joy or success, I don't need to be there. I don't need to be there.
When I was a kid, my dad says, if they aren't making money for you or they aren't doing something for you, and you don't need them. Yeah. And I thought that was like such a shallow way to think. But as I got older, I was like, he's right.
He's right.
He's right.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's a couple non-negotiables. But also, like, in life, loyalty too.
Oh, loyalty is huge.
Yeah. Loyalty. My love language is, so number one is words of affirmation. So I love having people around me that not only, like, give you gifts, because gifts is like my number 5. I don't care about gifts. I can buy everything. Like, I got it. Number one is words of affirmation. So I love people that, like, tell me I'm doing great if I did something great. If I didn't do something great, tell me, hey, you're amazing, but you could have done better. So if you're around me, I need you to really tell me how things are going, right? That's number 1. Number 2 is acts of service. So do you do things for me or behind my back? And then it's quality time, physical touch, gifts.
Yep. That's very similar to me.
I think you like gifts.
I know my gifts one's higher because that's how my parents showed me love.
Yeah, your gifts is higher.
Because they didn't give me time, so quality time is really big for me. I like quality time. Yeah. But touch is like almost at the bottom, which is hard.
Touch?
Yeah. Like, it's not a big deal to me.
It's like the small touches, Right. You don't need to, like, be all over me.
No, that's
a non-negotiable first. Like, no. Like,
that's too much.
Too much.
Yeah, like, don't overtouch me.
Like,
turn it down.
1 to 10, 2.
Yeah.
2.
Yeah, but it's like the small things, like.
Yes.
Small
Agreed.
Things. Yeah.
Agreed.
What about for money?
For money? Oh, first of all, I don't like people that complain about money. I don't like people that complain that they're broke because there's always a solution. Like, we live in a generation, we live in an era where there's so many ways to make money. And if you can't figure out, it's because you're lazy.
100%.
Like, people are literally making off money, like $70,000 plus off, like, Uber Eats, Uber driving, right? There's ways to make money. You just got to be resourceful. Crypto, you see kids making insane money in crypto, right? Yeah. NFTs, real estate, so many ways, but you just got to be resourceful. I know people that buy real estate not with their money.
Other people's money.
Yeah. So it's like, there's ways. You just got to stop being lazy. So, yeah, money. I love spoiling myself. So that's a non-negotiable.
No, we killed it today. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
Thank you guys for having me with no voice.
It was great.
No, I appreciate it. It was fun learning about you and the things that you brought to the table. So thank you. Fellow Leo.
Yeah,
we're gonna have that spa date.
Yes.
Cool.
Eddie, thank you. I appreciate you for making this happen.
Everybody's gonna wonder Eddie, who Eddie is. Like, who is this man?
For connecting us.
Yeah. He's a connector for sure.
That was an amazing episode. Thank you guys for tuning into the One Hustle Show. Definitely share this if you got any value. Like it, comment below, and then where can people find you on social media to do business with you?
It is Style by KHALIFA. Once you follow me, you're gonna get a lot of fake accounts follow you. They're all fake. It's my only page. Yeah, that's it for now.
Thank you.